Hey guys, welcome back to Matt's Fishing Tips. After the first season, such a great success, I've been asked to come back and do some more, and I love it. Today, I figured not a better way to kick off than with the big old muskie. Probably one of my favorite fish to catch because of their aggressive behavior and fighting nature. A lot of people are scared of these fish, but they have nothing to worry about. These fish are afraid of them, especially when you go out hunting for them. A few things you have to remember though, since he's such a big, stocky fish, all muscles, like a football player type thing, you need to use heavier action equipment. If you look at the rod setup for me today, a 6.3 extra heavy action. I'm using this to throw my heavy believers, Zara spooks, much like I have this here. I'll explain this a little further. And my second rig is a 7.5 foot heavy. It's a flipping stick made for bass fishing rod with a 200 size reel on it. Quickly talk about the outfitting we're using today fishing muskie. Most importantly is a leader. They're toothy critters. They got teeth that'll take your hand off if it's in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Don't let that scare you. You can be prepared for that. First off, titanium leaders. Come and look at these, Mark. Take a notice of the clips. High quality clips on these things. You don't want to cheap out. Get a good leader. It'll keep the fish on for much longer time and they won't shear through it. Another important feature is the line. You want to go minimum 65. I use braided, but there's lots of alternatives such as a monofilament, heavy monofilament, which would work just as well. And on the top of the leader, a good ball bearing swivel. All leaders should have this. Now you're saying, well, what am I throwing with these? Much like any other species, you have your basic search lures. A spinnerbait, crankbait, jerkbait, if you will, and your topwater. Alright, first off, my favorite, big old Mepps Muskie Marabou. It's nice and wet because I've just been throwing it, but the important thing with spinnerbaits is cast it out, let it sink for about 2-3 seconds, start cranking it, give it a little jerk, let it stop, let it fall. Especially on a Mepps, you have that big puffy skirt. That skirt will actually flare out on you whenever you give it a nice big jerk. The good old-fashioned V-pin spinnerbait, stuck right now. Blades and color. Two things you want to look for. You want something that give off a good vibration, because a fish that'll hit a spinnerbait is looking for vibration, not judging by color, size, and whatnot. It annoys him. He just wants to grab it. The color, you want to stay with something that will flash a lot, so don't get black blades or dark green, anything like that. Orange, something that will reflect a lot of light, so even if he feels it, he knows what direction is exactly coming in. Move to the jerk baits, the diving baits, so the lures that'll get down on you. These work great for trolling. You have a suic, and because of the shape and form of it, the harder you jerk this, the harder you pull it, the farther it's going to go down in the water. A lever, probably my all-time favorite jointed lure for muskie. Two settings on the top nose. First one will dive 25 degrees. So if you're fishing rocks, deep weeds, but they're still about 6 or 7 feet on top of those weeds, it's clear. Or the top hook, which you connect your leader to, that'll dive at a 45-degree angle. So if you want to go down deep, 30 plus feet or so, hook it on there. The harder you pull, the faster it's going to dive. And by far, my absolute favorite way to fish, topwater. There's nothing like crisp, clean morning or night, jerking a lure across the top and having something come up and hammer it. What I like the Zara spook, and how you work this, you cast it out, twitch your rod, reel in, all at the same time. It's called walking the dog. It's going to dart back and forth. And you have a knucklehead. These things are a combination between a pop bar and a jointed swim lure. It'll knock back and forth on you, and you have the concave mouth to give you a nice splash. It's a good combination lure, nice over weed flats and rock reed transition. Once you've found a fish, when you've thrown all this at them, and there's nothing else you can go to your soft plastic lures. Big old perch, big old minnow like this, you can get black crappie. Whatever is in your body of water you're fishing, most common species of bait fish, much like this, for the area we're fishing. Try that. These will get torn up and you'll have to buy a few of them, but trust me, you'll be having a lot more fun fishing. Alright guys, I know I didn't cover everything about muskie fishing, but it's a big topic to do in under 5 minutes. So what I tell you to do is if you have any questions about anything, the knots I've used, the type of leader, the type of line, the actual reel and rod that I'm using, you can just scroll down this little page here right on the wall. Ask me anything you want. I'll answer in a video or I'll email you back as soon as I can. So it's a beautiful June day out here right now. I got a few, probably half an hour of sun left. I think I'm going to get a few more casts in. So I know this episode was a little shaky, but I promise you 3 or 4 more weeks in, I'll be right back up to where you want me to be. All right, have fun, enjoy fishing, be safe, and stay tuned in for next week's.